This is your guide to book publishing. Everything you want to know but didn't know what to ask with your host, Dr. Judith Briles, on the Rockstar Radio Network. On the show today, you'll find out where book publishing is going and how to take advantage of it. How to identify and avoid publishing predators. What opportunities are emerging as the book trade evolves in new forms. How to avoid losing money, and much, much more. Join us now as a variety of publishing pros will deliver insights and strategies to take the author to the next level of publishing. It's your guide to book publishing. Everything you want to know but didn't know what to ask. Brought to you by Author You and the Book Shepherd on the Rockstar Radio Network. And now, here's your host, Dr. Judith Briles.
Oh, well, top of the day to all of you. It's a rainy day in Colorado, but we're expecting 95. And there's a couple of really fabulous things that happened today. It's number one, it was Take Our Sons and Daughters to Work Day. And it is also one of my personal favorites, Pay It Forward Day. So this is where, you know, all those good things that happen to you, you turn them around and move them onto someone else. And for all of those who are pretzel aficionados, this is National Pretzel Day. So to help us with all the twists and turns that can happen with our marketing and our authoring, we're going to introduce a new tool to you today. And if you happen to pick up her show, she has a show on Tuesday on the Rockstar Radio Network. Mary Barnett's going to be with us this hour. And for those of you who don't know about Mary, you want to turn into Brilliant Mobile, because what Mary's all about is just being absolutely downright brilliant using your mobile phone to market, whether it's a book, yourself, your services, your company, you fill in the blank. She's got the answers to it. Some of them people call her Mobile Mary. I think of her as a QR queen also. But she's the owner of a very small woman-owned business company called Another Brilliant Idea. And she can be heard at 2 o'clock Pacific, 5 o'clock East Coast time on Tuesdays. She's got over 20 years in promotional marketing and strategy, and she's also produced an award-winning events, business-to-business and consumer promotions that use everything digital and mobile. So I couldn't think of a better segment to have. This is going to be our show leading up to the Author You Extravaganza. And Mary is going to be one of our featured speakers, showing authors how to really make their mobile phones slick, click, and tick and promote their books. Welcome to the show, Mary.
Hey, thank you very much, Judith. It's an honor to be on your show.
Well, there we go. So let's just hop into it. What in the heck is mobile marketing?
Well, mobile marketing is basically a way to simply and easily gather a list of people who believe in you and want to know more of you as an author, and then be able to communicate with them in a very simple way that will be actually received, related to, and opened, as text messaging has a 97% immediate open rate. So if you can provide a compelling offer why your book or your series of books is something that your readers want to know more of, they'll become part of your tribe, so to speak. And then it's a quick and easy way to communicate with them and actually sell your book on people's mobile phone, which is usually not more than 3 feet away from them.
You know, and that's true. So, Mary, at what point will text messages join the junk mail scene? I mean, if you're looking at a 90% open rate, I'm going, oh my God. At some point that you're going to have to say, I'm not going to look at everything. I mean, I'm getting junk mail now on text.
Well, you know, what's interesting is you can, and by the way, a little secret, as we're talking about secrets today, just to that number, whoever sends you the junk mail, just hit stop. I mean, type in the word stop and hit send. And that's, if they're a legal carrier-approved service, it will just suck you right off their list, and they won't be able to text back out to you. So they're doing something that's illegal, and if you actually complain to the carriers, their whole system will be shut down if they're sending you junk mail, because it's very highly regulated by the carriers and the MMA. Text messaging, they try to put all those stopgaps into place so there isn't a lot of junk. Email didn't have that benefit when it first started, And that's why you see so much junk mail and email. But it's all about permission-based, and email should be on permission-based, but it wasn't caught soon enough. But from the beginning, text messaging has been all permission-based legally, so hopefully you won't get too much of that.
Well, that's fabulous news, and I did not know just by simply writing in stop and sending it would delete it.
Yes. Again, if is it coming from a short code or is it a regular phone number?
Oh, who knows? I mean, okay. I just see it and I ignore it.
Well, if you do happen to look and it's coming from a regular phone number, someone might have deviously stolen your phone number from something and uploaded it onto a list, and they're sending it out from their personal number. And you can get their number actually shut off by the carriers if you complain about it. But if it's coming from a short code, the other couple words you could do stop as well as the word end. And again, if it's a carrier-approved short code, then that will take you right off their list. And if they wanted to text you, they couldn't.
Oh, that's excellent news. Well, that's our first hot tip.
There you go.
First heart's trick. Okay, so we've got, this is mobile marketing, and I guess maybe we should do, since we're going to take it off of your name, which is Brilliant Mobile, why is it so brilliant? Because besides we can filter the garbage, what else?
Well, it's so efficient. I think, like you mentioned before, you're so bogged down with so many messages and so much information these days. I think with all the social media and everything, it just gets too much, and people don't have the time to really delve in. So if you can really condense your message into 130 characters or less, and really give valuable content within that space, people really appreciate it. They also will only opt into your list if they feel it's valuable. So with all my clients, I always encourage, don't send out junk, because they'll just hit stop and you won't have them on your list anymore, for one. But two, you really want to feed your audience. That's the whole reason they joined your list in the beginning. They wanted something that you offer. So they either believe in your service, they believe in your product, they believe in your books and your message, and they want to get more from you. So they're asking you for it. So by giving them a little bit of information, you can lead them down to the path of the sale, which can also happen on the mobile phone, because people aren't going to their PCs as much to search for things they want. They're on their phone. The statistics are staggering.
Mm-hmm. They are on their phone. I mean, I'm guilty of that. I'll just go right in and try to find something right away. But I live on Google and I guess everything else that's related with it. Right. All right. So with that, I'm just kind of thinking myself here that you could create almost like if you're on my text list, or your special number list, or that you could create. You need to have them short and snappy. They're not long, correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
In the case of authors, it's a little bit of a different animal. I know we're speaking to a lot of authors today. It's not like it's such an urgent issue. I mean, if you were at a pizza store or you had a retail store where you're trying to get them in to sell products, that's a little bit more of an urgency. So you're wanting to drive them in every day. When it comes to an author, what you're doing is basically feeding them tidbits from your book, almost giving it away, so to speak. But people think, wow, if there's this much valuable content that's free, I can only imagine what's offered in her book. So they become almost a tribe of true believers, so to speak, that they believe in what you're doing so much that when you offer them, because you're on my mobile VIP list, you get this discount. They can actually redeem a coupon right from their phone onto your mobile website, and then buy your product. And then you could start a drip system where you're basically, 3 or 4 messages of content, and then the 5th message can be, hey, here's a special for you. And then it also provides a way to communicate with them when you're having a live event. So you might be driving them to something like Author U, or to a book signing, or something where you're doing a trade show and you want to tell your tribe, hey, I'm going to be here. Come and get an autographed book from me. It's an instant way to tell them all at one time, so it's very time-saving. But also we have 5 different, and we can get into this later, but we have 5 different messaging options that you can send all at once. So not only are you sending a text, but you're sending mobile email, instant message, voice broadcast if you'd like, and social publishing, all from one site. So it's brilliant in the fact that you could get your marketing done within 10 minutes of the day and be done with it, and then get back to writing.
So when you are, or doing other things, so when you are creating with these 5 options, are you going ahead and say using your computer to type them all up versus the teeny finger thing that you do with all our deals? And then of course if you use iPhone likes has its own vocabulary and it likes to change your words on you.
Exactly. I love that. Autocorrect.
I know that.
You could do it both ways. You could do it through the online platform, so you can actually set up all your messages for a year in advance if you like, and then schedule them to go out in an automated way. Or you can set it up so your phone can be the administrator as well. So if you're at an event and all of a sudden there's a last minute like, oh my gosh, some famous author has just walked through the door, and you're like, oh, hey everybody, come on over to Ballroom 3 because, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a famous author.
Bill Clinton's here.
Judith Briles.
There's right. Judith Briles here. Okay.
Yeah. So come on in. Judith Briles is signing your book personally, and everybody, of course, would flock over to Ballroom 3. So
don't you wish? All right, so you can do it way ahead of time, which would appeal to me, and that that would make total sense to have a whole bunch, or at least some kind of a monthly campaign that you could set up and do a drip it out.
Right. It's all about saving time, because the last thing people want to do is have one more thing to do. We also have a whole We Do It For You package too. So I'm not just talking about our service, even though of course we're brilliant, but in any text campaign, it's just important that you build mobile into your overall marketing strategy, because it's just one of the pieces in the puzzle, right? I mean, you have so many other things you're doing as an author. As you always say, Judith, I just love it. You say, you need to really be thinking of the marketing as you're writing your book, because you really need to, find people who are interested in what you're writing about, and then so you can, share your message with people who want what you're providing. So by doing it, putting mobile into the strategy of your social, your print, your everything else you're doing, it just becomes a more well-rounded campaign. So you're able to make sure you communicate to your audience in the way they want to be communicated to. Some people don't want to text, and that's fine. They like getting emails. Some people love to get a personal phone call. So voice broadcast is handy because it's your own voice. So again, it's all about listening to your audience, finding out how they want to get your messages, and then serving it up appropriately.
All right. When we come back, we're going to have some more hot tips on mobile marketing, and you'll hear what Mary's going to be doing at the extravaganza next weekend at the Author U event. There you go.
All right.
All right.
This is your guide to book publishing. Everything you want to know but didn't know what to ask. With your host, Dr. Judith Briles. And we'll be right back with more great information right after these on the Rockstar Radio Network.
Is there a book in you or another? Author U will show you how to create, develop, and publish your book without being hoodwinked. If you already have a book out, you'll find a supportive and brainstorming community that's connected and creative no matter where you live. Author U brings in national experts for its book camps and annual author extravaganza held each May. It has regular meetings and delivers webinars for its members on timely topics. Through Author U's extensive network, members enjoy exclusive benefits, including significant discounts for a variety of services necessary to publishing. The Resource, its online book publishing news magazine, is content-heavy and it's free. If you want to create a book that has pizzazz, punch, and panache, Author U is for you. If you're a hobbyist or a casual author, it's not. Join Author U today through its website at authoru.org. Follow Author U on Twitter at AuthorU and on Facebook at Author U, where timely author and publishing tips and articles are posted daily. Author U, where the author goes to become seriously successful.
Change the way you publish online. WaveCloud is a new form for authors to manage all their books' information in one place from start to finish, including pricing and listing summary. To learn more or sign up for email updates, visit wavecloud.com.
Every
Every picture tells a story. And it's a truism that people do judge a book by its cover. Nick Sellinger and NZ Graphics have been in the business of producing superior graphic cover design and interior layout for self-published authors, independent and traditional publishers for years. He has developed a reputation for excellent work, fast turnarounds, and best of all, affordable pricing. NZ Graphics also produces ebooks and book marketing materials such as posters, sell sheets, postcards, bookmarks, business cards, logos, and more. Books designed for his clients have won multiple book awards, including Best Book Award by U.S. Book News, multiple Evie Awards from the Colorado Independent Publishers Association, Indie Book Awards, the San Francisco Book Festival Award, and Freedom Medal Award from Valley Forge. Visit www.nzgraphics.com or call 303-985-4174 for more details about making your book the success it should be. Mention that you are an FOJ, friend of Judith's, and that you heard about NZ Graphics on your guide to book publishing.
Welcome back to your guide to book publishing. Everything you want to know but didn't know what to ask on the Rockstar Radio Network. If you want to write and publish a book, if you want to be successful as an author, your guide to book publishing, everything you want to know but didn't know what to ask, is for you. Stay tuned and you'll hear about statistics, scenarios, and strategies on what to do now to get you published. So let's get back to the show. And here again is your host, Dr. Judith Briles.
Well, I am talking with Mary Barnett, who is known as Mobile Mary, and we're talking about using your phone, your smartphone, to really market, whether it's yourself as an author or as your book. And Mary, along with all our sponsors that you just heard during our commercial break, will be at the extravaganza this coming weekend. I should say next weekend, because this coming weekend will start here in 2 days. So she will be in Denver, Colorado on May.
So excited.
Yeah, it'll be great. May 3rd through the 5th. And she is going to be doing some of these strategies. I mean, we will all have our phones out.
Yes, we will.
And working on them, and she'll walking them through them. And what's great about Author U is it is a living laboratory. I mean, whatever we're talking about, we're doing with the speaker and going along with it. So there is Wi-Fi there. We are going to feed you, and you will have an amazing experience. And it's I will say, a heavy emphasis on marketing this year. It is not, Author U is not so much about how to write your book. We do want you not to gaze in your belly button, but we do want you to learn how to teach this book to crawl, walk, run, and be successful. Mary is part of that team and bringing that. And we were just talking about one of the hot tips she shared is that if you get one of these junky text mails, just put stop or end in, and that's it. It's gone. And you shouldn't be, if it's a legitimate carrier who the service is carried by, and I'm assuming it's going to be, until those people from Eastern Europe figure out how to get around everything, because that's where all the junk mail comes from.
Or East Africa, somewhere like that.
Yeah,
I don't know about you, but I've earned like millions of dollars from some gold mine there. I don't know if you have gotten them.
Oh, yes, the Nigerian letter. I mean, I am so incredibly wealthy if I would just respond to these London calls and everything to say my relative's name was Joe, Joe Hoo-Hoo, and that's there. All right, so let's hop back into mobile marketing. Yes. And you talk about it's really already proven and very effective, Mary. So where are our stats that show how effective it is?
Well, they're all over the place. In fact, I was going to say, I'll pull up some of my stats. As we were joking about when you were on my show on Tuesday, that more people are using texting and mobile than use toothbrushes, which is just a gross analogy to me, but I just thought that was absolutely hysterical.
Yeah, and surely more than that do flossing.
Yes, definitely more than flossing. But it's just staggering because the smartphone makes it so easy to the search, mobile search, because you're usually searching for something when you're out. So that's why location, they call it LBS. Some people think of it as GPS, but it's location-based services. So when you want to find a Starbucks and you're on your iPhone, you can actually just type in Starbucks to the map, and boom, little pins will show up of everywhere there's a Starbucks near you. So because they're using location-based services, so you can actually track where they are on a map. And so people are looking for things on the phone when they're out. When they're at the office or when they're at home, they do most of their research on that kind of searching is more research-based. So they're trying to find, what's the best deal on a pair of shoes, or best flowers for an event, or the best decorations for something. They will be researching at their PC, but statistics are showing that when it's time to buy, they're usually on their phone because we're all so busy. We think, and it just makes sense. If you think about it, it's like you're standing in line at the bank and you go, oh my gosh, I forgot to order flowers for so-and-so's birthday. And so you whip out your phone, you put in flowers in your local city, and boom, up comes a series of numbers that hopefully you probably know one of them, and you probably call the one that you know. But if you don't, you click on the first one that comes up. Now, if they have a mobile-friendly website, it'll be easy for them to navigate, and they can click on it, call you, call the florist and order those flowers. But if it's not mobily friendly, it's going to be very difficult, and they're going to spend 13 seconds and go, I'm frustrated, and they'll move to the next one. So it's very important these days that all businesses have a mobile-friendly website for that reason.
And since we've opened up the mobile website, what's the difference, Mary, between a website and a mobile website?
Oh, well, it's very simple. It's just built so it is the most best user experience for being on a phone. So it's coded in the back end, so it's called phone, it's simple phone detection software. So it detects if it's an iPhone or a BlackBerry or an Android, and it basically reconfigures the web page to that size screen. Because really, a smartphone is just a small computer. I mean, it has all the capabilities.
It's the other computer.
Yeah, it's the other computer, like the other white meat.
Yes, it's the other computer.
There you go. We got to brand that, Judith. But yes, I mean that's the thing. I mean it's you need to have, and then there's also something in between. There's something called a WAP page, web-enabled protocol, which is like a little landing page. If you think about it, a little landing page that's mobilely optimized for promotions. So you can actually have like little, and we have a dashboard that serves these up that you can actually build a little promotion for an event or a book or something that it's separate from your website. It definitely helps you in your SEO, but it's something that you can build on the fly, and it will help get your message across. Because it's hard to communicate your entire message in 130 characters. So a lot of times in your message, you tease them to click on the link that's within their text message, and then if they do have a smartphone, which is a growing number, then up comes something with pictures and links to your Facebook and Twitter and all that kind of fun stuff. So it kind of becomes like a funnel to everything about you or your book.
Mm-hmm. So let's kind of take this a step further. So this is number one. This is what your company does. So on the back end, you develop the protocol that whatever the cell phone is that someone is looking at, whether it's a BlackBerry, a smartphone, an iPhone, fill in the blank, that it'll automatically do the configuration so the website that you create and develop will be friendly toward that format. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Okay, so I get that. That sounds important. The second part is, so how do we let the world know? And I know you talk about the tribe sometimes. Seth Golden kind of put it in. Although I tell you, I think my next book's going to be Seth Golden is a great big fat liar. How do you like that for that?
You probably say a million books.
Seth Golden is a big fat liar because I want to kick him in the knees because he said that authors should be giving everything away for free. And what kind of bullshit is that? Whoops. What kind of BS? What kind of BS is that? Because, I mean, that's our livelihood. Why should we be giving it free? And I'll tell you, Mr. Golden never gave anything away for free until he made his bucks selling stuff.
Right.
So with that, so that was going to be one of my titles, and take the 10 great myths and undo them. But in the tribe thing, coming back to the tribe, we digress, is that how do you build your flock? I mean, certainly as speaking, or like we're gonna do some exercises at the extravaganza, so we'll be pulling up because we're going to be giving away some things. Right. I'm going to be giving things away, and I'm going to get all our speakers to give away a couple of things. So we'll give them away for people, and they have to code in on their cell phones. We thought we need to kick that off very early.
Yes.
So I will do that on the opening, Mary. You have to train me to do that.
Yes.
So we'll have that. And I think maybe we'll do it is just we'll give them a free pass to next year's extravaganza. What do you think?
Oh my gosh.
That's for 400.
That's for grand prize.
Yeah, it's $400. Okay,
wow.
So with that, how do you let people know? I mean, is this something that you should go out to your Facebook crowd or your Twitter crowd or fill in the blank crowd and tell everyone to put in the numerical code and then some message in the subject line and then you snag them? Is that the way you start building? How do you do it?
You're so cute. Yes. Well, what you're going to do now, I don't know if you have been doing it on your show yet, because I know you're waiting for your big event, so that's cool. But you have a keyword called
book pub.
Book pub, right?
Yes.
BOOKPUB.
Correct.
Right. Book
Correct.
pub. So if people would text the word book pub to the number 69302. So 69302 is a short code. And so instead of putting a phone number in, so they'd open a new text message, and they in the top where you normally put a phone number or a name if they're already in your database, you would put the phone number or the short code 69302. Then down below in the message, you would write the word book pub, BOOKPUB, no spaces, and then hit send. That's all you need to do. And the minute they hit send, that is a single opt-in. They're technically giving, according to the carriers, permission for you to text them back. So what happens is the minute they hit send, they're now on your database, just their phone number, not their name or anything. We're not Big Brother. Mm-hmm. So that's just what the carriers give us. Mm-hmm. So their phone number or cell phone number is now on your list, on the designated distribution list that you've set up with BookPub. Then the autoresponder immediately kicks out a message back to their phone that says, congratulations, you're now part of our mobile VIP club. You'll be getting all kinds of cool deals. So whatever we set up in your autoresponder. No, here we go. We'll talk more about that after the break.
So when we come back from our break, we're going to talk about what kind of cool deals will be the perfect for your audience with Mary Barnett, my guest this hour. I'm Judith Briles. It's your guide to book publishing.
This is your guide to book publishing. Everything you want to know but didn't know what to ask. With your host, Dr. Judith Briles. And we'll be right back with more great information right after these on the Rockstar Radio Network.
Since 1987, Color House Graphics has set the standard for quality book production. Whether you decide to print a small quantity of books or need a large print run, depend on Color House to help you. You'll receive professional help and advice the moment you reach one of our representatives. If you mention hearing about us on your guide to book publishing with Judith Briles, we will provide you a discount on the first order you place. To speak with a project manager, call us toll-free at 800-454-1916 or visit us at www.colorhousegraphics.com.
Do you need postcards that make a statement? How about business cards, flyers, brochures, or NCR forms? Tuvets is the solution for all your printing needs. Providing services specially designed for authors, we deliver exceptional quality colored printing. Most important of all, we specialize in reducing your printing costs. No more waiting. No more standing in lines at your local printer. Online proofing. With our pricing tools calculator, you can get instant quotes on all your printing products, as well as shipping rates all over the United States. Just a few clicks of the mouse and you're on the way to discovering how easy and convenient online color printing should be. Contact our friendly, human account representatives. We recognize that you want answers, not voice prompts. Visit our website at www.tu-vets.com or call 1-800-894-8977.
When Ned Thompson and Harry Shore started Thompson Shore in 1972, they believed employees with great character would make up the best company. They were right. They hired people who were not only experts in bookmaking, but who were obsessed with quality and delivering exceptional customer service. Almost 40 years later, Thompson Shore remains a 100% employee-owned company. Ned and Harry knew that successful customer projects are a direct result of empowered employees. We specialize in all books for large and small publishers, creating beautiful and well-made books. We're dedicated to pleasing our customers by making the experience a good one from start to finish. The personal touch we have with our customers allows us to be innovative in solving their most difficult challenges. Our platform also ensures that we can remain flexible to meet our customers' unique needs and expectations. Our marketing kit can create buzz for your title, enhancing the promotion of your book during infancy. When you need to test the market to gauge your future sales, we can provide digitally printed books that will transition seamlessly into a larger offset run. From ebook to hard copy to delivery, our skillful customer service teams are at the ready to answer your most pressing question. At Thompson Shore, we know that making the highest quality books requires more than just best technologies. It requires superior customer service, professionalism to the trade, and commitment to environmental and social values. With these standards of excellence in place, you can be sure that we will always help you put your best book forward.
Welcome back to your guide to book publishing. Everything you want to know but didn't know what to ask on the Rockstar Radio Network. Coming up, you'll hear more about statistics, scenarios, and strategies on what to do now to get you published. So let's get back to the show. And here again is your host, Dr. Judith Briles.
Oh, Mary and I are talking, chatting away, and all of a sudden we're all over with this as we go along. And so
that's the problem.
I know. So this is always the time where one of our sponsors certainly is Author U, and we've already referred a couple of times to the extravaganza. And we have an amazing event coming up next week, starting on Thursday the 3rd. And we're bringing in the outrageous John Kramer, who's the author of 1001 Ways to Market Your Books, for a deep dive dinner workshop. And that is so sold out. We have a waiting list and are turning people away.
Oh my God.
On Friday, Saturday, there are still a few seats, and I'm talking less than a handful of seats available. And to find out information on what it's about, where it is, it's in Denver, Colorado, the Mile High City. We have beautiful weather. Actually, we're looking for 95-degree weather this weekend. And that we will have 11 national speakers. My guest, Mary Barnett, is one of them. And coming in, and we will be doing everything from what's going on in indie publishing to designing interiors, exteriors, to marketing exclusively with Kindle applications, marketing for all types of ebooks, marketing for p-books, doing audiobooks, doing spin-off related products. We have a pick the brain of the pros, where we have a fun, almost like speed dating, but only with books on Friday afternoon. We have a little toe tapping band, and we are going to feed you. So if you're interested, if you want to come to the Mile High City, and there are still decent air deals for those of you who are traveling, and are people traveling, from Australia, from England, from Mexico, from Canada. We have 12 different states represented besides the mothership here in Colorado. All you have to do is go to AuthorU, as in the letter U.org. Just click on the extravaganza and everything is there. So come on down. We have a few spots left. I would love to personally meet you and see you. And guaranteed, money back guaranteed. If you don't take away 3 times what you spend, we will refund your money. So with that, Miss Mary, we got a little text message from our producer Wayne, who said that if you would if you got one of these junky text messages, if you just forward it with the phone number that it came from to 7726, that's 7726, they will automatically investigate it.
Wow, and that's the carrier's will.
Yeah, the carrier will.
That's awesome.
So that'll show them. You know what? That's almost equivalent. I've always wanted to get one of those junky phone calls we all get, and of course we're moving into political season, so you're getting a zillion of them right now.
Oh, right.
But I've always wanted to have one of those loud horns that you honk, in the earpiece, because I'm so
now they're
sick
only
of it.
doing their job, Judith. They were hired by somebody, so they're only doing their job. Can't kill the messenger.
I know, but it's my phone and I pay for it. So, okay. So back to mobile marketing and what we can do. So we're talking about building the tribe. I think that's a great way. So let's go back to in reaching out. And I know I have thousands and thousands of Twitter followers on the Author U Twitter feed at Author U. That people can do, and I put out multiple tips dealing with publishing, writing, authoring, etc. during the day, and it's usually you do. So going to that short code of 69302 and then putting in, coming back with book pub, that means I would be able to capture them, and then I start setting up a series of what you call drips, and start the dialogue.
Right, exactly. And then what's cool is in the messages that you send out, you'd have a little link to your mobile site that when they click on it, if they have a smartphone, then they can learn all about you. They can learn about Judith. They can learn about Author U. They can learn about your products, which obviously is your books. And then we can link those books to Amazon or to wherever you want to sell. Amazon's nice because they have a mobily optimized shopping cart. So it makes it easy to buy their books. But you can use one shopping cart as well. It looks pretty good. But it's a way that when you're at an event, we'll just use you as an example. So at your event at Author U, from the stage, you could be telling all this wonderful content, and people are like so excited, they're at their chair and saying, oh my gosh, I really want to buy that book. You can say, and you know what, you don't have to wait. Just text the word Author U to 69302 right now. And not only will you be able to be in my, on my list, so you'll be getting all kinds of cool content, and every once in a while get a really cool deal or freebie or invite, but there'll be a link there that you can go and buy my book right now. So people do it, they're on your list, and they open up your mobile site, and they look and they go, oh my gosh, here's the book, and you might have given them a special code because they're at this event and they showed up, so you're rewarding them. So you say, yeah, just put in this code at the shopping cart, and they put it in right there, and boom, they've bought your book. So they haven't even gotten out of their chair, and they've now become a part of your list. Now they love you, now they bought your book, and in a couple more messages, you can sell them something else in your funnel. So it just becomes this really cool way that people feel that they're part of something. It's kind of like I kind of compare it to Norm at Cheers. Everybody goes, Norm, walk in.
Everyone's your friend.
Exactly.
But so if I come back to the shopping cart. I don't use one shopping cart. I actually use Premium Web Cart.
Oh.
But so that's one. But is there a lot of people out there use PayPal? Can they use PayPal?
They sure can.
They can.
Sure can.
So if you put in there's a special code. Is this a discounting code?
Well, we can set it up all different kinds of ways. I won't go into all the detail. But, yeah, we have coupons you can actually redeem, so you can know who on your group list bought what. But, yeah, there's a lot of really cool features that you can use. But it's all about when you're out speaking or when you're on Facebook or when you're doing Twitter, by telling people to text into your special keyword, what's cool is, you might have thousands of people following you on Twitter, but you don't own their name and number or anything, any way of getting a hold of them. You're just hoping that they'll see you. So by giving them a compelling offer of why they should join your list, now they're on your list. I mean, they used to say the person who dies with the most toys wins. Now it's the person with the biggest list wins, right?
Well, in some cases. All right, so what we can do.
Permission.
All right, so I see how this works. So it's a different form of upsells. But when you go into it, now let's say that you go in and you send the coupon code and they have all those things. Do they have to continue to put in all their credit card information, or is that automatically retrievable because they know it, which scares me too?
Well, there's a few different things. Again, I don't know. We have a mobile commerce solution that you just put your credit card in once, and then it's basically encrypted to the phone, so they never have to put it in again. But with PayPal, if you have a special PayPal password, it's also encrypted, so you don't have to. But I think on Amazon, you'd have to put your credit card in every time, unless, again, you had an account. So it's all how the consumer has chosen to do it. And I think that's a key takeaway, is that these days the consumer has the power, which is exciting. We're living in an exciting time. When we send out messages, we don't want to just throw that out there and see what sticks. We want to send a targeted message to someone who really wants what you're selling. So, and you do it in a way that the consumer has asked for it. So when they have all their rules are being followed, they're more than happy to pull out their wallet and pay for your product.
All right, so we've got all these kind of things, and this is what I'm coming away with, really, besides saying this is our other computer, is that people who have phones, which is just about everybody in the world, that you better be careful with them, because we're putting more and more information into these babies, and people can go shopping anywhere.
Well, it is encrypted, so you would only be the one who has the code. So
as long as you have the code.
Right, as long as you have the code. Right. So yeah, Ken, you should always have a password on your phone, password protection on your phone. But yeah, they are pretty expendable. I mean, just in the old days, there was movies made about people losing their day timers, and losing their PDAs, and their life was changed, like Big Fat Lie. Remember that movie?
Yeah, and you know what, Mary? I think you're the only person in the whole wide world I know that has a password to open their phone.
Really?
I know of no one else that does it. So that may be an educational thing we need to really talk about at the extravaganza. I mean, maybe we need to go ahead and hit this right now. We've got about 2 minutes to go for our next break. But really that how complicated it is to put a password. To me, I think most people think it's a pain in the tush. And every time you open it, I mean, if you're getting 100 phone calls a day, it gets to be old.
Right. You know what, to be honest, I don't have a password on my phone.
Oh, I thought you did.
No, it's very easy to do on the iPhone. You just in the settings, you just put password protect, and you set a little password that you have to, key in 4 numbers to open your phone. But because I'm on my phone all the time, and the phone is never out of my, off my person, it is a pain in the butt for me to have to do it. If I traveled, if I had a place where I was in public a lot, where my phone would be exposed, that somebody could walk away with it, yes, I would definitely do it then. But if you work out of your home or you're traveling where it's always on your person, I don't think you really have to be worried about it. The Android phones actually have what they call, they have a little term for it, but it's where you drag your finger around and makes it easy.
Scroll it. All right. This is Judith Briles. We have one more segment. We're going to get into how do you get started on mobile. Mary Barnett's my guest. We'll be right back.
All right.
This is your guide to book publishing. Everything you want to know but didn't know what to ask. With your host, Dr. Judith Briles. And we'll be right back with more great information right after these on the Rockstar Radio Network.
Writing and reading are moving to the cloud. WaveCloud represents a whole new community for writers and readers to connect, communicate, evaluate, and share. Writers hone their craft and build their business. Readers build their favorites. Sign up for updates at wavecloud.com.
The book shepherding concept is simple. The publishing world is changing, and so must you. You need an experienced shepherd and a guide to partner with you as you create, strategize, develop, publish, and achieve your publishing goals. You can't do it alone without paying the price. You can spend your money creating a book that turns out to be so-so, or you can create a book that looks and feels classy, builds your brand, and is a financial success, a bestseller. It's your choice. You choose. You need the book shepherd. Publishing is riddled with obstacles, sometimes nightmares for the author. You don't need problems. You want solutions. Dr. Judith Briles will shepherd you through the maze and the chaos. At times, she's had to step in and rescue a book that has been sabotaged by a publisher or by a publishing service provider or sometimes even the author themselves. Judith Briles is the book shepherd if you want to create a book with no regrets. Give her a call today, 303-885-2207. That's 303-885-2207, or email her at judith@briles.com. By the way, Briles is spelled B-R-I-L-E-S. Follow Judith on Twitter at MyBookShepherd and on Facebook at The Book Shepherd.
At Total Printing Systems, customer service is our priority. We are located in Southern Illinois. Our employees have an average of 18 years experience and know that customer relationships are important to our continued success. We have been a short-run book printer for nearly 40 years and always stay at the forefront of technology. Our niche is from 1 to 5,000 copies. Today, we offer digital, black and white, and 4-color high-speed inkjet printing, a cost-effective way to introduce color into your short-run titles. We, of course, offer traditional offset printing as well. Bindery is done in-house, from adhesive case binding to PUR perfect binding to mechanical binding of all types, including side sewing. We provide warehousing, kitting, distribution, inventory management, a new print-on-demand facility, streaming browser-based ebooks, and bookstore. Call us at 1-800-465-5200 for a quote on your next book project. You can also visit our website at www.tps1.com.
Welcome back to your guide to book publishing. Everything you want to know but didn't know what to ask on the Rockstar Radio Network. If you want to write and publish a book, if you want to be successful as an author, your guide to book publishing, everything you want to know but didn't know what to ask, is for you. Stay tuned and you'll hear about statistics, scenarios, and strategies on what to do now to get you published. So let's get back to the show. And here again is your host, Dr. Judith Briles.
All right, boy, things go fast when you're having a good time. And we are in our last segment, and I still have a bunch of questions to ask Mary, but we've been sidetracked here and there. So Mary, you've got information on the swiping for the Android. Let's share that because we were into that to lock it.
On the Android, there's swiping capability that you can actually swipe around. But as Wayne, your producer said, that's not always the safest. It's better to use an actual passcode where you have to type it in, and people can't follow that. But there's also an app that you can put on the iPhone that gives you that same swiping. But I was using it as an example of a fun way to text because you don't have to pick up your fingers. You just drag them around your screen.
Yeah, and the reason why the screen is because screens will retain fingerprints and thumbprints. And so if you've got someone who's very clever from Eastern Africa or whatever and can read all this stuff, this is where you want to be careful. Just be careful. All right, so let's in our last segment, let's really kind of look at a couple of things, and I think this is the author overwhelm. This is being when you have AFS, author fatigue syndrome, or BFS, book fatigue syndrome, is that authors will say, but I am so frickin' busy. It sounds so complicated. What can I possibly do to keep it simple? I mean, Mary, you did say 10 minutes or less. Help us here.
Yes. Well, one thing I was going to say, we've talked all about texting to this point. And texting, the part of texting isn't for everybody. I mean, if you're not a public speaker or you're not a big social person, you're not, and you don't really want to gather a list, which I don't see why most people wouldn't want to. But some people are like, well, I'm not really into that. I just want to sell my book on the phone, or I want to be able to make my book more interactive. We also can do that too. We have a package that I'll be talking more about it at your event, but we have a package that we help authors get a series of QR codes that lead to mobile pages that can have a video explaining that you can put on the back page of a book, back cover that says this is, you in your own voice or some celebrity saying this is why you should buy this book. Then QR codes that you can put within every chapter of the book that gives a little bit more anecdotes or reference to each chapter and encourage them to read the next chapter. It can be a page, a worksheet to make your book a learning tool. It can have a contact page that allows people to put in their information or even ask you a personal question so that you can also gather their name that way so you can tell them about your next book. You have testimonials. There's so many things you can do to make your book come alive and help you promote your next book. So we can do a combination where we can help you collect that list of people who are your readers, who want to know more about you and where you're going and what you're doing. But we also can help build that author package that will allow your book to become truly, an interactive tool that allows you to really get your message out and make it really valuable for your audience. So it actually increases the value of your book.
So this would be a good thing to have involved with what I call the author's platform, the author and book platform.
Yeah.
And actually, for those of you who are not real familiar with what the platform is, we did a terrific podcast here a month or so ago. And if you go on the Show Me About Book Publishing, or your guide to book publishing website, Rockstar Radio Network, your guide to book publishing under the shows, that you will just be able to, because all the shows are labeled exactly what the shows are about, so you can click that and download it. It's freebie, also on your iTunes, because it's important to understand what this platform is. And what Mary's saying is that you could take it, especially pay attention, fiction writers, that when you've got more books coming in your series, I mean, your heroine is not really going to die, she's just on a cliffhanger, or whatever it is that you can start leaking information and entice them that they will be panting for the book by the time they can buy it. Isn't that right?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay,
Exactly.
so I get it.
Yeah. And then also for nonfiction writers, it's a great way to make it as I was saying, a tool. So we have a author we're working with right now. She's a mortgage broker. Her book is called Stress-Free Mortgage. And she's actually going to be not only having a QR that leads to testimonials of current clients so they can say why the system helps and what it did for them. She'll also have pages that you can download like a checklist. So you can actually use it on your phone, you could download it to your computer, and actually make it so it's a working document. And what's cool is you can actually change the content on the back end, so the QRs never expire. So if as your things change, you're always updated. And then you can communicate to your audience that, hey, go back and check it out. We've updated it. And then it makes them more enticed to want to buy your next book in your series because of all the ongoing value and content that you're delivering. It's just not, your book doesn't end once they finish it and put it down. It just continues to grow and to do things for them.
So it's like a party. It's having a party the whole time. You just said something that tweaked me. QR codes expire?
Well, I wouldn't say expire. I'm sorry. If they're never changed, people have no reason to go back, right? So, I mean, if you say, this QR has led to this video, and that's great, but let's say you now want to produce a new book, you want to be able to, or let's say your information's changed. Let's say you moved, or you have another brand that you were trying to change things out. People, change their mind for different reasons. You don't have to get your book reprinted with a different QR code on it. We just change the direction of where it goes on the back end on the phone. So that's important, too, because sometimes things change and you don't want to have to do it. And then people who have already printed their book, it's not too late because we produce little stickers that you can actually slap on your book, and it actually will then make your book almost like when you slap on a little sticker when you've won an award. The same thing. You just slap a QR code sticker on it and then say, scan this for more whatever your compelling offer is.
So I like this product idea. Mary, are you creating something that's like on a roll that people can peel off and put on their books?
Exactly.
Ooh. That excites me.
Oh, good. Well, that's what makes Brilliant Mobile a little bit different because we're really Brilliant Mobile marketing because we help you with all the collateral. So if it's, going to an event like a trade show that you're promoting your book, we can actually help you create the flyers and the bookmarks and the postcards and the banner and the table cover. All can have your same branded look.
All right, I have to find out. So what does that cost to get a roll, and how many of those QR codes are on a roll?
Oh, gosh. You're putting me on the spot. Let's see. What do those cost?
Well, give me a guesstimate.
Oh, I don't know. $50? And
how many would be on a roll?
Oh, gosh. I don't do this part of the business. I'm sorry. My partner does this.
Okay.
It's probably 1,000 on there.
Well,
I mean, they last a while. And what's cool is you could do that kind of that stealth, out-of-the-box marketing that, Craig Deswald always talks about and sneak into bookstores and slap them on everything, as long as you have a little compelling offer above it, right, of telling people why to do it. You could slap them inside magazines. And
I think that is a brilliant idea, and I want a roll of those now.
Okay.
Can you bring a roll with my website on with you?
Well, I don't know if I can do it in 7 days, but we can see what we can do.
We can check that out. Okay, so we have just 3 minutes left. So here's what I wanted to talk about just very quickly. Number one, what are some other brilliant ways? I mean, that, dear authors, is a brilliant thing to do, is to get your site or, you know, for your mobile phone or for your website or for how to buy more of your other products or fill in the blank on a QR code that you can now become a stealth wander around anywhere and everywhere and put it on and lead people. And also you can do it blatantly and saying, here's something special, go to this and you'll get a discount from me. That's brilliant.
Yeah, you put it on your business cards and hand them out everywhere you go and say, look, buy my book, here's my business card, just scan and buy.
Yeah, I have my QR code. My new business cards for Author You just came in, and they have the QR code that leads people to authoryou.org.
Right.
So we have that. And then the second thing is I want to ask is that, so what are some of the other ideas? And then, and very quickly in our 2 minutes that are left, how do people get started? So give us a few more, bullets, ideas that we can use.
Well, I don't know. I should probably tease them. I only will tell them if they go to Author You.
Oh, okay. Well, since I have only about 5 seats left, people, sign up. Go to authoryou.org and sign up for the extravaganza. But, Mary, tell us a few for people who can't travel.
That's funny. Well, they can go to brilliantmobile.com, and there's lots of information there. And we're actually going to be debuting our new website next week for your event. They'll learn more about that as well. So if they want to get a hold of me personally, they can text Mary Barnett to 69302. So I use the same short code, and Mary Barnett, they can get my business card on their phone, and then they can call me, and we can definitely take care of them, get them all set up quickly, and the same day get them going if they have a big event they need to go to. But there is some strategy to deal with, so there's a lot of fun things we can do for authors, but we have a full package that will help them, and they don't have to do anything.
Well, that sounds terrific. So she's not going to give us any real hints of things we can do. We're going to go to her website. So that's brilliantmobile, mobile.com.
Yep.
And Mary has all kinds of tips. And Mary, we look forward to seeing you next Thursday here in Colorado.
I can't wait. It's going to be my first trip to Colorado.
And we're going to celebrate your birthday.
That's right. May 4th, Quattro de Mary is my birthday.
There you go. We have a band coming in for you. So you'll see.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. We have had another fast-paced show. Author You is really where serious authors go who want to become seriously successful. It is not designed for the hobbyist. It's not designed for the casual author. It's designed for authors who want to really make it. Join us, authoryou.org. I'm Judith Briles, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you for being a part of Your Guide to Book Publishing. Everything you want to know but didn't know what to ask. With your host, Dr. Judith Briles.